Should I begin or I should wait for more people to join the... Okay.
You can begin. Okay. You can start.
Good morning, everyone joining. Good evening, everybody that is joining this Zoom meeting. My name is Tochukwu Naniam, and as you all know, I'm a physics graduate from Imo State University, and I'm here to talk about this session about introduction to research. Well, the reason all you all are in this Zoom meeting right now is that you all know that research is the reason that the phone which you are using currently now is the reason. The phone which you are using now is the reason it exists. Research is the reason we can treat treatments, treat diseases, build bridges, develop software, generate electricity from sunlight, and so on. Research is something you can do after your degree. It's something that you can and should start doing. And by the end of this session, I hope to walk you all and be able to understand what it's all about. So today's session, I'm going to be covering all this. I'm going to begin with what is research. Then I'm going to head over to why you should start, and the benefits of research, types of research, and lastly, how to start. So for the first thing, let's start with the basis, because the word research carries a lot of unnecessary weight. In every conversation, people use the word, they use it every day. For example, you can say I researched the best restaurants in town before I went there. That's most, when you use your what is it called, your map to check out a place, and you'll be like, oh, I researched so place. Well, I'm here to tell you that what you did is actually a review on Google. It is not research. Now, the definition of research is the main definition is a formal, in a formal sense, is a systematic process of inquiry aimed at discovering new knowledge, understand, verifying existing knowledge, or solving defined problem. Now, the key word there is systematic, which I wrote there. It means to follow a structured process. It's not just random. It's not casual. It's not based on your opinion. It's a discipline. Let's think it like this. You wake up in the morning, and your ceiling fan is making a strange rattling noise. Starts making a strange noise. You could choose to ignore it, or you could choose to ask your neighbor,
Daniel.
Oh, what do you think?
Daniel, come on, bed.
Can you mute your please, can you mute your speaker, please? So, like I was saying, it follows the structural process. Now, when you ask your neighbor, what do you think about this observation, this problem? You guys did, you could observe the problem carefully from a hypothesis about what is causing it. There's different methodically and arrive at a conclusion based on evidence. Now, the last approach, that's when you try to know what the problem is all about. When you try to know what the problem is and you try to resolve it, you make your research and find the problem. Then at the end of the day, you come to a conclusion and you have already known what is wrong with the ceiling fan. That's actually that's how research works, if I'm trying to explain in a layman language. Now, research is built on three fundamental pillars. Now, the first is the question. Something you do, something you do not yet know the answer to. The second is methodology. Methodology is a structured way of finding an answer. Understand? Then the third one is the evidence. Your evidence is like you gather your data, your observation, or maybe a literature review that supports your conclusion. Now, without all this, you do not have a research. What you simply have is opinion. Please, can you mute your please, if you are joining. Okay, like I was saying, you do not have when you my last statement was some evidence. When you gather your data, observation, literature review that supports your conclusion. Now, in academic settings, that goes further. It contributes to a body of knowledge. It is documented, peer-reviewed, and communicated to others. When I write a research paper, for example, when I write a research paper on nanotechnology, I'm not just answering my own curiosity. I'm adding a brick to a wall that scientists all over the world are building together. That is what makes research powerful. It accumulates, it builds on itself. When you publish paper, when you carry on research, you are contributing to existing knowledge. So to define it plainly, research is a careful, organized effort to find reliable answer to questions that matters, whether those questions are maybe in physics, in biology, history, let's say economics, or any other field. At that moment, you adopt that mindset, the mindset of asking questions and seeking evidence. You have already begun. Now, I hope you guys can hear me properly. Now, the screen that I'm sharing here is the different type of research. You have the information and information retrieval and the research. Now, let's move over to why undergraduate students should do research. Most common objective some students normally say is research is probably for postgraduate students, like master's students, or they'll say, I'm still in my first year, or I'm still in my second year. I've not finished learning. But yeah, I understand what that feels. The structure of university, the lecture notes, the assignments, the exams, they can make it seem like your job right now is just to receive knowledge, not generate it. But that kind of thinking is actually like a trap. And I'm here to respectfully tell you that I once fell for that trap, whereby I just relaxed and I was like, okay, the research is not for me. I actually just discovered that research is important during my finals. So I'm here telling you that now that when you start early during your undergraduate, it's going to help you later on. The earlier you start engaging with research, the better you become as a student. Not just a better researcher, but a better student. When you engage with research, for example, as an undergraduate student, something shifts in you. You start reading textbook. Like, you don't just read textbook to memorize or to understand. You start asking, where did this equation comes from? You start trying to understand some of the questions that are written there. Who proved this? Does this apply to real world situation? These are questions that makes knowledge sticks. There is also the matter of competitive reality. If you are planning to further your education, let's say after you are done with your your undergraduate study, and you choose to further your education, most supervisor or probably the selection committee, they are going to ask you this question: have you done an independent research? Have you ever investigated a problem beyond the scope of your coursework? And if your answer is no, you are actually in a disadvantage competing with many scholars around the world who has already started researching early. Undergraduate research also exposes you to mentorship. when you approach a lecturer, let's say you approach a lecturer with a genuine research question. Let's say you are thinking about something. Why do animals breathe under the water, and we humans we do not breathe under the water? I'm just giving an example. That's how you when you start asking questions. That's the beginning of how your research, your journey for research begins. Now, sorry. The speaker is talking. So, like I was saying, undergraduate research exposes you to mentorship, and it brings you closer to your lecturer. Probably you want to write, you need recommendation letter, projects, opportunities, or let's say publication. Your undergraduate supervisors or your lecturers can actually help you to get your first publication. This is not something you will get when you just attend only classes in your undergraduate study, or maybe when you write an exam. When you start asking questions, when you have this confidence, you have this boldness to go and approach lecturers, to email them that, oh, I'm interested in so thing. You want research on this. It actually helps you. But I want to say this directly. Research develops your thinking in a way that no other coursework can fully replicate. It teaches you how to sit with uncertainty, how to fail and try again. Trust me, when you are doing research, you are going to fail many times. You are going to fail. It teaches you how to fail and try again, how to ask a better question. When your first question does not work, you try again. You try to provide another, like you try to produce a better question. You understand? It teaches you how to sit with uncertainty. How to these are skills that are transferable. Let's say maybe you decide to move into the industry, or later on you decide to go into academics. Every challenges you face after graduation, research actually builds you. It actually helps you to be able to pass through those stages. I'm going to advise you that you do not wait until you are ready to start. You should start in order to become ready. Now, for the benefits of I'm saying I'm not sharing all this. Okay, I've already covered all these things. Now, the benefits of research participation. Okay, yeah. The first benefits, which is the academic depth. When you conduct research in your field, you understand your subjects at a level that goes well beyond what any exam can test. You encounter the gaps in current knowledge. You see where the textbooks end, and the unknown begins. The perspective changes how you engage with every lecture you attend afterward. The second benefit is professional credibility. When I say professional credibility, I mean you have this opportunity to be able to publish papers, and if you are lucky enough, you can attend conferences, and these are things which you can add in your CV, most especially if you plan to pursue a postgraduate study abroad. Now, all these things that are in your CV, they signal to employers and academic institutions that you are not just someone that passed courses. You are someone who has contributed to knowledge in a competitive job market. That distinction matters a lot. Now, the third benefit is transferable skill. Research teaches you something like literature review. When I say literature review, it means when you read critically about, like, you download, you go to a journal site. Let me see if you go to a journal site. You can get them from a Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and the rest. You go there, you download maybe 5 articles, you read critically, try to understand and after all that, you